much for coming. Today we have some of our 7th grade presenting for you their interpretation on some classic ancient Greek myths. So for this project we read ancient mythology, and then they took those stories to recreate them with modern spin. So today we have the 7th grade presenting several different stories for you. We are first going to start with Medusa's head. Now, the ancient myth tells us that Perseus, who was the son of Danae and Zeus, had to go and present his evil wannabe stepfather with the head of Medusa. So the only way to save his mother from marrying the evil king Polydectes was for him to go slay Medusa, take her head back, present Polydectes with it. Well, when he got back with the head of Medusa, he turned Polydectes to stone, saving his mother and therefore becoming a hero. So that's the thing that Greek myths tell us, either praising a person for a heroic act, which is the case with Perseus, or telling us how things came to be. So first up, we have Jack, Evan, Robbie, Jack presenting you their modern take on Medusa's head.
Once upon a time, in a deep, dark city named Detroit, there was a man named Andrew. Andrew was the mayor of the city. Andrew had one daughter named Marie, and she had a son named Trevor. One day, Andrew had a dream where his grandson Trevor would take over his position as mayor. Andrew, being a greedy man, did not want this to happen. So what he did to prevent this from happening is he took his private jet and sent his daughter and grandchild out into the Pacific Ocean.
After a few days at sea, a tall and strong scuba diver named Alexander finds Marie and Trevor, and he brings them back to Los Angeles, where his brother, the mayor of Los Angeles, Benny Scrivens, is waiting for them. After a few days, Benny Scrivens and Alexander had fallen in love with Marie. Marie decided to move away from them both and just let Trevor grow up. Soon, Trevor was a strong man, and Benny Scrivens was trying to find a way to get rid of him so he could have Marie all to himself, and finally he had an idea. His idea was for Trevor to go rob Kim Kardashian's huge house. He figured that when this happened, the alarm would be sent off, putting him in jail. He immediately called Trevor and told him about his idea.
When Trevor found out his mission, he prepared by bringing a taser, a laser pen, and a bag. He hopped in his car and drove to the gates of Kim K's huge house. He saw many bodyguards. He tased each and every one of them. And then he used his laser pen to cut a hole in the gate. He walked into Kim K's house and found the gigantic safe. He used his laser pen again to make a hole in the safe. He walked in, took out his bag, and grabbed as much money as he could.
The bodyguards awoke, not knowing Trevor was on his way out. Trevor jumped in his truck and started driving down Kim K's driveway. The bodyguard hit the alarm and the gates closed. Trevor jumped out of his truck and sensed something behind him. He knew it was Kim. He knew if he looked at her, he would turn to plastic. So with his eyes closed, Trevor ran into the house looking for a mirror. Trevor found one in the bathroom while Kim was running after him ready to fight. Trevor took the mirror out and Kim saw herself. She turned to plastic. Trevor climbed the fence and got out safely with the money. Trevor showed the money to Benny Scrivens and Marie. Marie started jumping up and down and screamed, "Finally!" And Trevor and Marie ran away and lived happily ever after.
Morning. The spinning contest is an ancient Greek myth that serves the dual purpose of explaining why spiders weave webs and illustrating the importance of humility before the gods. It tells of a talented young girl named Arachne, who gains wealth and fame for her skill in weaving the most intricate and delicate fabrics. When it is mentioned that her talents must have derived from Athena herself, Arachne, displaying the flaw of hubris, sends an open challenge to the goddess. Athena responds by appearing, disguised as an old woman, and insisting that Arachne beg for forgiveness. When Arachne refuses, Athena reveals her true identity, and the two compete to decide who can produce the finest and most elaborate cloth. When the contest is over, Athena concedes defeat, but Arachne recognizes her grave mistake. The goddess destroys Arachne's beautiful creation and, to punish her for her vanity and lack of respect, transforms the girl into a spider, destined to weave for all eternity. Here is a modern interpretation of this ancient myth by Stephanie, Casey, and Layla.
At SPCCFB, the students of Room 57 gathered to watch the new student Phoebe solve a math equation. The students compliment Phoebe and ask if she was tutored by Audrey. Me, I don't need tutoring, I'm smarter than Audrey. All the students gasped at the sound of this, for Audrey is the smartest and hated to be tested. I bet I could even get a higher score than her on a math test.
The next day at school, Phoebe stands at the board solving another equation. A nerd walks into the class. Wow, you're really good at math. Have you been tutored by Audrey? Me, I haven't even met Audrey, but I'm sure I'm way smarter. Phoebe, don't compare yourself to Audrey. She'd be mad if she heard you. I don't care, it's true. Well, guess what? I'm Audrey, and if you think you're smarter than me, then let's take a test.
After the long and hard test, Phoebe wins and was overjoyed. But suddenly, Audrey ran to a teacher. Phoebe hit me, Mrs. Scarborough. Mrs. Scarborough and Audrey sat down to talk about the whole story. They decided the best punishment for Phoebe was to be expelled. Since you were so vain about being so smart, you'll have plenty of time sitting at home studying while finding a new school.
All right, next we have Nikia, Vitha, and Mithley that are going to be showing you their modern interpretation of the abduction of Persephone. In this myth, again, it tells how the seasons came to be. Persephone was very beautiful. She was the daughter of Demeter, and she was loved by many. However, Hades, instead of rightfully wooing her and asking for her hand in marriage, decides he's going to trick her into marrying him. So he kidnaps her, takes her to the underworld, and tricks her into eating 3 pomegranate seeds. Now, once the goddess ate these seeds, she was no longer able to return to her family on Mount Olympus. So she was stuck with Hades in the underworld. Nobody was happy about this. So they made a deal that Persephone would spend 7 months out of the year with Hades in the underworld, but she would be permitted to return to her family to Mount Olympus for the other 5 months of the year. Therefore, showing us how we have seasons. So let's see how these girls have interpreted that with the modern spin.
There once was a lady named Bonnie who loved her daughter Violet more than her life itself. Violet was a very beautiful young woman, and all men in the glorious city of New York wanted her hand in marriage. But Bonnie would never allow her daughter to marry. Many of these men accepted this fact and found other women, except one young man named Luigi, who coincidentally was Violet's ex-boyfriend. Unfortunately, Violet had lost feelings for Luigi. But Luigi would not give up, so he decided to appeal to Violet's father, Giuseppe. Mr. Jones, I came here to discuss a matter that's very important to me. Why are you even here? I came here to ask permission to marry your daughter, Violet. No way, you were Violet's ex for a reason, and Bonnie would never allow it. Please, sir, I've changed. You have to believe me. I want Violet back. Perhaps something can be arranged. So a plan was put into action between the two. In the meantime, Violet was in the mall with her friends. OMG guys, this dress is so in, don't you think? No way, that dress is so last season. I can't believe it, I thought you guys were my friends.
So Luigi saw his chance to put his plan into action. He leapt out from the mannequin and snatched Violet from the aisles of Macy's. Violet caught by surprise, she snatched the nearest weapon she could find, the deadly Coco Chanel perfume. Let go, you beast! Your fingernails have ruined my perfect complexion! Luigi then smuggled Violet out of the mall and harshly pushed her into his white van. He then imprisoned her in his basement behind cold iron bars. Although the circumstances may have seemed bad, Luigi treats Violet with care and love, hoping that Violet will soon love him back. And then Luigi makes the greatest mistake of his life by posting a picture on Instagram with the hashtag #LoveandViolet. In the meantime, Bonnie checks her phone. How dare he be with my daughter? Giuseppe must be behind this. Bonnie rushes over to Giuseppe's house.
Giuseppe, tell me where she is. Giuseppe refused to tell Bonnie where Violet was being kept, so Bonnie promptly took away his Wi-Fi. After a full 15 minutes of suffering, Giuseppe reluctantly agreed to tell Bonnie where Violet was. Bonnie rushed over to Luigi's house, but to her dismay, Violet had already fallen in love with Luigi. Violet, you are coming with me! Get away from him! But Violet refused to obey her mother and refused to leave Luigi. As Bonnie stared into Violet's eyes, she realized that Violet had found her true love and she could not take that away from her. So Violet was allowed to stay with Luigi, and the coupleship, Violet, dominated People's magazines for the next 10 years. The end.
All right, next up we have another heroic tale of Orpheus and Eurydice. In this story, Orpheus is a very talented musician, so much so that he becomes very famous for his musical abilities. He falls in love and marries Eurydice, but tragically, she dies at a very young age and is taken to the underworld. Orpheus becomes lovesick and decides he's going to go to the underworld and try to save Eurydice from her fate. He is able to persuade Hades to let him do this by playing his music for him. Under one condition, he is allowed to try and save Eurydice, and that is that he doesn't look back until they are back up from the underworld. Unfortunately, Orpheus stumbles on his way up, checks to make sure that his wife is okay behind him, and she is sucked forever back into the underworld, and he is plunged back up to the earth, where he dies of heartache, and finally they are reunited in the end. So we have, presenting this tragic love-struck tale, Ben, Josh, Dante, and Sam.
One day, Johnny and his girlfriend Violet are taking a walk through the park. Wow, what a beautiful day! The cloudless skies, the smell of spring, and what is that noise? Look, there's a man playing a guitar. Let's go watch him, Johnny. Wow, that looks like a cool guitar. Does that have golden strings? Yes, it does. You think I could buy that from you? Sure, young man. In fact, you can have it for free because my hands are too old and weak for this guitar. Wow, thank you. I'll take good care of it. Over the years, Johnny becomes famous with his golden guitar and goes on tour. When he comes back, Violet is still waiting for him. Hi, Violet. I'm home from my tour. Hi, Johnny. One day, Violet is cleaning the house, and she accidentally drops Johnny's guitar and breaks one of his golden strings. I better go get this fixed before he notices. Hey, you, isn't that Johnny's guitar? No, I'm just going to get it fixed. You're under arrest.
realizes that Violet is gone, he's frantic. He immediately calls the police, wondering what happened to her. Hello? Is this the police? Yes. This is Guard Seda from the police. You have to believe me. Violet would never steal my guitar. I'm sorry. We have to lock her up. No, please. I'll do anything. Ah, he hung up. And it looks like they took our car, too. Now I have to call a cab. Yes? Can I have a cab at 21 Jump Street? You'll be there in 15 minutes? Okay. 15 minutes later. Hello, I'm Luigi, your cab driver. Come on, get in. So, where are you heading? Oh, I need a ride to the town jail. Okay, sounds good. So, why are you heading to the town jail? Oh, my wife is in trouble. Mamma mia! What did she do? Well, she didn't really do anything. Then why is she in the jail? It's a long story. Thanks for the ride, Luigi. It looks like we're here. No problem. Now that I'm here, I'd better sneak in the back door. Freak. I'd better be really quiet. Oh no, there's a guard dog. Ruff, ruff, ruff. It looks like I'm cornered. Maybe if I sing a lullaby, it will fall asleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, little doggy. Yawn. Now's my chance. Yes, I got away. Guard Seda, what are you doing here?
Please, Guard Seda, please. I need my Violet. I love her. I will do anything to get her back. Anything? Yes, anything. Well, maybe. Since I like you and your singing, you could give me one of your autographs. Sure. Do you have a pen or paper? Yes. Here you go. Now, please, just get me Violet. I need her. Okay, chill out. I'll get her. But under one condition. What is it? I'll do it. You must not get in any trouble or do anything bad with Violet for the next 24 hours. We will have to take both of you in. Sure. Now just go get me Violet. Okay, wait.
Johnny!
Violet! I love you. Thank you, Guard Seda. Thank you so much for getting me Violet back. Alright, Violet, I love you. Now let's get out of here. Wait, Johnny, remember the deal. Remember the agreement we made. Okay, I will, I promise. Alright, Violet, let's get out of here. Okay, Johnny.
Okay, Violet, how about I go get you a guitar? And you can, Okay, Violet, how about I go get you a guitar so that you don't get caught stealing my guitar again?
Sounds good, Johnny!
Vroom! I'm so glad you're safe now.
Me too!
Oh, here we are at the music store. I'll go get you a guitar and you can look around for a little while.
Okay.
A few minutes later. Okay, Violet, I'm ready to leave.
I'll be right there! What about Johnny's broken strings?
Hey, you didn't pay for those. Police!
Go, Johnny, go!
Vroom! Wee you. You're going back to jail.
partners I see. We have Arrow, Joey, and Hector.
Lauren, this would make you the happiest man on planet Earth. I have one question for you. Will you marry me? Johnny! 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 Grandpa! Can I think about it for 5 minutes? 5 minutes later. Trevor, yes, you're the love of my life! The wedding occurred that month. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today, and Lauren and Trevor became husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Okay. One week later, Lauren and Trevor were on their romantic honeymoon to Chicago. In Chicago, they were taking a duck tour. Trevor was feeling thirsty. Hey Lauren, I'm feeling a little thirsty, so I'm gonna grab a Coke. Sounds good. As Trevor was walking to the local supermarket, he heard boom, crash. Then 2 suspicious men, dressed like police, came and took him. Where are you taking me? What did I do? What did I do? Sit down, Joe.
God, why would they do this? Asked a shocked Lauren, pacing around Trevor's home. She was thinking, something's wrong, she thought. There's no way that they would take him for no reason. One of the guards had slipped and told her where they were taking him. Normally there'd be a trial, but there was no word of one. So she went ahead and looked up where this prison was. It's in Rhode Island? She thought. That doesn't make sense. That's way too far away. So she knew she had to drive a bit to get there, but she needed to find a way to see if she can get him out. The next day, she was in Rhode Island and she saw the prison. My God, it's so big, she said. She had to sneak around. There were a lot of guards around. After barely being able to sneak through the back door without getting caught, she saw cells, a lot of cells. There were people inside yelling, "I'm innocent," or "I didn't do it." Were these all people taken like Trevor? She thought. She kept walking until she found one cell that was silent. In fact, it was silent because the person inside was in shock. "Lauren? Lauren, is that you?" "Yes," Lauren answered, tearing up. Then a guard came up behind them. "What are you doing here?" Lauren was scared. She had no idea what to do. Luckily, the lock on the door was loose, and she was able to get Trevor out quickly. As she started running with people yelling behind her, and she had to get to the car and time to go back to Chicago.
Thank God I was able to get you back, Trevor. Well, thank you for coming back for me. Of course, Trevor. Why wouldn't I go back for you? Lauren, yeah, what is it? You might wanna... What should I do? Watch out, there's a rock in front of us. Wait. Ah! The next day. What's going on? Why am I in a hospital?
We found you in a car crash. I'm very sorry, but we don't know if anybody else was in the car with you. Could you tell us if anybody else was?
Yeah, someone else. His name was Trevor.
Couldn't you find him?
He wasn't there when we found the car. Someone reported that there was a car crash on the highway, so we were luckily able to find you before you were hurt too badly.
Well, could you please find Trevor for me?
Yes, we'll see if we can find him. The next day.
Come in.
I'm very sorry, but we weren't able to find Trevor. We looked for miles all around the crash site, but he was nowhere to be seen.
Well, thank you for trying at least.
That night,
If they're not able to find Trevor, then I guess I'll have to.
a window, good.